Audio on demand from Vision Christian Media.
Exploring faith and the future. Neil Johnson and Bible teacher Dr. Kameel Majdali.
In trying to understand the times, we've been touching on some of the global trends and of recent days, discussion about mission and particularly the rise of church in Asia and China as a mission-sending organisation. There are other nations too that are deeply involved in this mission sense, Kameel. Let's talk about Russia.
Well, Russia is mostly in Asia. But don't try telling that to the Russians in Asia. I actually went to Siberia. I said to the group of Russians, "Oh, it's really nice to be back in Asia." And they stared at me as if I was talking Greek. Now, many of them didn't look like your normal European-style Russian. A lot of them looked Asiatic. But they didn't like that term. As far as they're concerned, Asia meant next door China, not Russia. But no, most of Russia is in Asia. A very remarkable prophecy came about latter-day Russia. The year is 1855. The country is England, and the visionary was Hudson Taylor, who was the great apostle to China. Apparently, in his furlough in England in 1855, he was preaching. He stopped. His eyes were closed. He was having a vision, and when he opened his eyes, this is what he said, and let me quote it. Hudson Taylor said, 1855, "I have seen a vision. In this vision, I saw a great war that encompasses the world. I saw the war recess and then start again, actually being two wars." Sounds like the two world wars. "After this, I saw much unrest and revolts that will affect many nations. I saw in some places spiritual awakenings. In Russia, I saw there will come a general all-encompassing national spiritual awakening so great that there could never be another like it. From Russia, I saw the awakening spread to many European countries. Then I saw an all-out general awakening followed by the coming of Christ." This prophecy is saying that Russia is actually going to be the catalyst for global revival. Now, what is so fascinating about this? I made my first trip to Russia in 2003. I was teaching world trends in Moscow, and my students came from far and wide. I think some of them sat on a train for 3 days to get to Moscow to be in my 2-week class, intensive. It was a wonderful experience, one of the best in my whole ministry. But while I was teaching, I was totally unaware of this prophecy. But I felt the Holy Spirit tell me, see where Russia is? The Holy Spirit fire is going to move and spill over into China, into India, into Iran and the Middle East, into Europe. I just saw this. And then 6 months later, after telling this to the Russian Christians, someone showed me Hudson Taylor's prophecy. And I thought, that's what I felt too. Apparently, this prophecy is known by the Russian church, and they take it very seriously. Now, think about it. Russia actually has been a Christian country, Orthodox, mind you, for 1,000 years, but Baptists and Pentecostals and other evangelicals are growing. And Neil, I believe they're taking this commission very seriously.
Kameel, a lot of nations believe that an end-time revival will begin with them. What makes the Russians so special with this particular thought?
Well, God is sovereign. He can choose whoever he wants. But I do believe that Russia, they know how to have empire. They know how to expand. It's the biggest country in the world. It's also the center of the Russian Empire in its heyday. But that same infrastructure for empire, the Holy Spirit can use to spread the gospel and have a spillover effect, because Russia is strategically located to touch the world in a way that even the United States is not as capable. And its next door location to Europe makes it ideal for touching the continent and taking them out of the spiritual ice age.
Faith and the Future with Neil Johnson and Dr. Kameel Majdali from Teach All Nations. Find articles, videos and podcasts from Dr. Kameel, plus today's and other episodes of Faith and the Future in the Vision app or at vision.org.au.
Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.